So we were playing the eventual state champions
in Florida.
Yeah, that were in our classification, and they came to our school and they fucked us up. They were from Belle Glade, which is like in Palm Beach County, but going inland, sugarcane country. So it's like real blue collar, like they're farm worker kind of place. And there's 3 schools in that area. All 3 schools are different classifications and all have multiple state championships. Imagine like one, 10 square mile kind of place, and there's 3 high schools and they're all state champions.
Right.
Glades Day, Glades Central, and Pahokee.
And they've all battle each other every year for state championship.
Well, no, because they're actually in different classifications.
Oh, okay.
So they will.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there's 2 of the schools will play each other pretty regularly, and that'll be they call it Muck City, but like Santonio Holmes, Anquan Bolt, they're all from.
Oh,
that
they're
area.
out of there.
They're all out of that area. So we're playing one of those schools, and they come in and like I remember that like it's my junior year, and that on one of the first drives they're like, "What's up, faggots?" Like we're like, "What?" Like at the line of scrimmage.
At the line of
scrimmage.
And
I was like, oh shit. And then they're saying super racist shit to the, like, I have a black guy to my left and to my right, and they're saying crazy racist shit at the line of scrimmage, and they have black guys on their team that are right there, and I'm like,
saying nothing.
But here's the thing, it has the effect that you want it to have if you're evaluating that, which is that like we're all stunned.
Yeah.
Like we're huddling up. We're like, did you fucking hear that?
Clock's ticking and shit. Yeah.
And then like they're looking at me like, did you hear that? I'm like, yeah, I fucking heard that. It was crazy. Like, what the fuck is that? And then it's like, Dad, hut! And you're like, oh my God. Like it was like that. We were like, holy shit. They come down the first drive. The first possession, they just fucking march down the field, boom, and we're like, oh shit. Like it was so easy, and they're just trucking us, talking shit. Like I don't feel like we'd heard, trash talk like that, where you're like, man, they're so confident, and they're so good, and they're so physical, and they're saying crazy shit to us. We're just stunned. I remember that. I remember we're just like when you look at your teammate and you can just see in their eyes that like, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
So I remember that, like, I even remember like coaches, like we had one coach who played in the NFL, like temporarily, but like, he's like that guy, right? Big guy. And we all loved him. And I just remember like him looking at us like, you guys, you're out of your league right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was like almost disappointed. I'm like, he was like, do you guys have any balls? You guys gonna just let these guys fucking do this to you? And we were kind of like, yeah, I think so. Like,
I don't think we have a choice.
I don't think we're gonna win this one. And so they're just massacring us, right? And I remember I'm on a punt coverage. I'm the long snapper, so I snap the ball. You basically, you block for a moment, you hear the punt, and then you just, you coverage, you pick a lane, you kind of go down. So I'm running down, and I hear the whistle of the play being over. And when you're on punt coverage, you're running a full sprint, and then you kind of slow down, right? And your wind down might be 20 yards. Mm-hmm. So as I'm going from the full sprint, whistle, winding down, a guy just takes my legs out.
Oh, he went under you.
He went under me. I never saw it.
Right.
So I must have been like, there's the whistle, turn, boom, like that. And I just remember, I was conscious of it, but I remember I'm up in the air, parallel to the ground, and landing on my tailbone.
Oh shit.
And it's still throughout, if like going over the course of my life, if you go like, what's the most physically painful thing that you can recall? That would be number 1 or 2. It was that. And it wasn't the same as getting like trucked, or you know what I mean? Like you can like shoot a gap and then have a fullback blow you up. That's a different type of force. This was like it was the blindsidedness of the hit, but also the impact of your tailbone, like not knowing. Like I can't even duplicate. I don't think I could duplicate what it's like to go through that. But as it hit, I remember just being in incredible pain because you're like you don't know what exactly happened at first because also it came out of nowhere. I just remember the trainer coming onto the field and I'm laying there and she's like, "Don't move," and then she's like, "Can you feel this?" And I go, "Feel what?" And when I said that, she just like snapped. She was like,
Get the cart.
"Get the cart." Dude, let me tell you what they do.
She's like, I'm stabbing your leg with scissors. You don't feel that?
She was like, we got to take him to the hospital. I go, no, I don't need to go to the hospital. They're like, you have to. You have a lower back injury. You know, we can't risk it. But here's the thing, like, it's embarrassing. I'm like, because I feel like,
and
look,
expensive
it's not
for your dad.
My dad's about. My dad's gonna chime in pretty soon. He is actually not at this game, but you know who is at this game? My mother, who doesn't understand football and doesn't go to games. Somebody had like been like, you should go to this game,
and this is the one she goes to.
Game.
No.
And then here's the thing: if you ever go to like a high school game or whatever, and even if you're like, I think I broke my finger, we need to go, have it reset or whatever. They will still turn on the lights of the ambulance and make it a whole production. Yeah. So they do that. So I'm like standing there and they're like,
"Oh, you're standing?"
I'm standing. Yeah, I'm standing at this point. I know that like at the very least, I mean, I fucking hurt myself, but I'm like, I'm fine. They're like, you have to go to the hospital. So I'm like, all right. And then they're like, here, like, we're going to get out the stretcher. I'm like, I can just get on. They're like, we can't. Like, there's a, hospital protocol. You got to follow proto, man. So they put me on the stretcher.
Oh,
yes.
Man, God.
And then they're like, whoop, whoop, like turn on. I'm like,
do they strap you down and shit too? Yeah. It looks terrible.
And I'm just like looking. I mean, here's the thing is that I'm laying down and I just look over at my teammates. I'm like, I'm going to go die now, guys. Like,
what's your mom doing? Is she freaking out?
Yeah. A girl at my school is like at the game and she's a friend of mine. She's like talking my mom down. She's like trying to tell her like, he's fine, blah, blah, blah. So they take me to the hospital in the fucking ambulance. And immediately they're doing all spinal injury things where they're just like, they don't let you do anything. Like they don't let you move. And then they're like, can you feel this? And I'm like, yeah, I feel, they're like grabbing your feet, you know what I mean? Like, can you feel it on there? And you're like, yeah, but they're also doing it like they're gently touching. You're like, I think I feel that. Could you be a little more forceful? Like, why are you barely touching me?
Lightly touching me.
Just touch me. So anyways, we get there, they do an x-ray and they're like, you have like a grade 3 deep bone bruise to your tailbone. And they're like, it's going to be incredibly painful for days.
There's just nothing you can do.
And they're like, there's nothing you can do but rest.
Yeah.
So when I get out of the hospital a few hours later and they have like padding. They're like, because like if you bump something with this, they're like, it's going to be excruciating. They give me some padding. And then like I go to my house and some of the guys show up and they're like, are you all right? We all thought you might be paralyzed. And I was like, yeah, I know. It's fucking terrifying. I'm like, how'd we do? They're like, they fucked us up.
That's right. You didn't even finish the game.
Finish the
That's
game.
Right.
And they're like, they kicked the shit out of us. And there was like we had one dude. we had like a number of guys on that team that played college ball. So these weren't like slouches. And one of them who was like fucking so diesel, especially for like a high school kid. I was like, they were tough. He's like, I'm never fucking with those guys ever again. He's like, I don't even want to play football anymore.
They broke his spirit.
They broke his spirit, dude. So that's the last regular season game. And the next week are the playoffs. We're in the playoffs now.
Are you going to be able to play?
Well, that's the thing is they're like, first of all, the next morning, I'm at my house and my coach calls me at like 7 a.m. He's like, we have like a walkthrough today. I'm like, all right, I have this. I tell him what I have. He's like, can you not walk? And I'm like, I mean, I can. He's like, cool, so you'll be there. I'm like, okay. So I go the next morning, and I'm like, fucking, I'm in pain just walking.
Right.
Then we had practice that week, and they keep me out of contact for a couple days. And then it's the playoff game. And at the playoff game, the trainer puts this crazy, like home, like, you know, custom pad.
They made it home,
and then she has to like wrap it around me. She's like, so you don't get any impact there. And as she's putting it on me, I'm grimacing. I remember I'm like this because it still hurts. And then my coach is like, are you going to make that fucking face all day? And I was like,
are
what?
You serious?
Yeah, I was like, he's like, are you playing or not? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, stop with the face. I was like,
it hurts.
I was like, it fucking hurts. Then, then we won that game, and we made it to the next round. And then that team that fucked us up won the state championship.
Oh, they did.
And then the next year when we played them, we made it. We lost again, but we lost by 7. We made it a much better game.
Yeah, it's a moral victory there.
And then I remember that I did the dirtiest thing I ever did in a game, which was
against them.
They were savages, dude. Like I tell you, they're saying crazy shit. This dude who is blocking me is doing head slaps, like, so as like he's going
like
bap,
Deacon Jones over there. Yeah,
fuck, man, like doing all kinds. So I don't know. It makes you feel like being dirtier and shit too. So we're at a pile. Like their running back had run the ball, and I wrapped him up, but then, like, you know, everyone jumps on, and I realize there's like 10 guys on me, and his foot is here, and I just go like, oh, all right, and I just start leaning on it, and he starts to like, and I'm trying to, like, you know,
snap it.
Yeah, break his leg, and then I'm 250 pounds.
Yeah.
I grab it, and I start putting all my weight on it, and he starts like flipping out. But there's all these bodies on me. Well, as they come out, like as they come off, I start to like lean off of it, and then he kicks me, and the ref sees that.
Oh yeah.
So he gets a 15-yard penalty. I still think it's the best play I ever made. It was sorry I tried to break your leg.
But thanks for the 15-yard on sportsmanlike.
Yeah, they won again. So
you just padded their stats moving them back.